Hi, I'm Peter Harrop. I'm chairman of ID TechX, and I'm interviewing here the folk at Alta Devices. Alta Devices is in this leading edge world where we have solar panels, and they are often flexible and they're often much more efficient. You get much more electricity, and I want to learn more about this because it interests me from the point of view of electric vehicles that can be energy independent as long as the sun's out or even when it's not out, using a battery. And they're being applied here apparently to wearable technology. So Rich Kapitsa is going to answer my questions. Can you tell us a bit?
Yes. So as you mentioned, we are a solar cell technology company. We manufacture everything here in the US, actually a couple miles down the street in Sunnyvale. And we make solar cells out of gallium arsenide. That's what makes ours different from the rest of the industry. And the goal of the company was just to make it as cheap as possible, because gallium arsenide is a pretty expensive material to work with, but it has tremendous performance attributes. So we hold a world record for efficiency at almost 29%.
Right.
We work great in low light. We have a very flat temperature coefficient. So there's just a whole slew of properties that are really nice with gallium arsenide. And in the end, what we ended up making are these really thin, flexible solar cells, which can go into vehicles of all types, either airplanes or cars or whatnot, as well as you mentioned indoor applications such as IoT sensors for energy harvesting use and wearables. And there's just a whole bunch of other things that we're looking at as well. So anywhere there's a battery, we make that battery either go away or last longer.
That's really exciting, because I remember we had Boeing Spectralab talking 10 years ago, and they were saying that, to be honest, gallium arsenide, like gallium arsenide germanium in layers, was something that was so expensive it was really only on satellites.
That's
and
right.
They said, we think we can bring it to Earth. Well, you have done it.
That's right.
In
fact, when we started off, they thought what we were trying to do was impossible, and we've proven that that's not the case. And we literally grow these tiny films, these really thin films, onto a substrate.
Oh, you actually manufacture yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, right here in Sunnyvale.
Right. And so what do you think is the biggest opportunity for you? Is it the small wearable technology or large area on, say, a vehicle?
It's both. In fact, it's IoT devices, it's wearables, and it's vehicles. Those are the three big categories.
And does it have a decent life?
They do. In fact, because it's a monocrystalline gallium arsenide, there's hardly any degradation.
So it's a single junction.
Single junction, that's right.
Right.
So it's very stable material.
When they get hot, they reduce efficiency
by a bit, but it's much better than other solar technologies.
Starting so high, so good that you remain good.
But even as a percentage, the percent reduction is quite small.
And you can form part of a structure. I mean, we think that structural electronics is a really big thing now, instead of components in a box or glass panels put on your house as an afterthought and they look hideous. This can actually be an integral part of a wristwatch, an aircraft wing, whatever.
Right. In fact, we've had customers that have put this into a carbon fiber mold upside down and built up the actual solar cells directly into the surface of the structure. Yeah.
Oh, right.
So you can imagine this on a wearable or a consumer device.
Do you need controlled disposal or not?
No. They pass all the recyclability requirements.
The cadmium telluride ones are not really allowed, are they?
That's right.
You can put them on a building, but it has to be a controlled removal because of the cadmium after 20 years, and they're not going to appear on anything a child can bite or anything like that.
Right.
So you've got a safe product that is available as a widely dispersed, volume product.
Indeed.
Yep. How exciting! That's wonderful. Now, you say you're a relatively small company?
We are. We're about 130 people.
Yeah. Tell us about the twinkle in your eye. Are you going global? Are you global already, or what are you doing?
We were acquired a little over a year ago by a big Chinese energy company.
Oh, really?
And so that's really what's funding our build-out. Yes, indeed.
So they will do what?
They are essentially funding our scale-out. So we're going to build a larger factory here in our facility in Sunnyvale, and then we're going to take it overseas and build a much larger factory overseas in China. Yeah.
Oh, so that's their benefit, but you can then market strongly in China and globally.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, how interesting.
Yep.
So at the moment, you're not yourself then setting up foreign offices?
We haven't set up any foreign offices yet, but we will. And we'll have to see how we how we go forward.
Any ambitions for Europe, where I come from?
We actually have customers in Europe already.
You do?
Yes.
All right. Where do they put these things?
Can't say.
Oh, it's a secret. Oh, there we go. Right, secret stuff. But you can be any shape, any format, whatever. Yeah, absolutely marvelous.
Yeah, this is actually, interestingly enough, this is an analog devices development board that uses their energy harvesting chip and runs off of just one of our solar cells.
Excellent.
So it produces enough power to run a small little wireless sensor node using their energy harvesting booster.
You're one of the key enabling technologies for the Internet of Things.
Exactly.
Because all too often these microcontroller boards are bigger than that, and that is embarrassingly big because it can't go in the application.
That's right.
So that's most exciting. And do you sometimes link that with other forms of energy harvesting? So, for instance, the old one of good weather, bad weather. In the bad weather, you might use thermoelectrics or piezoelectrics or something.
Some of our customers are interested in exploring that world. We don't do that.
No.
Obviously, we provide the solar piece.
Provided by. Do you have value-added resellers in that
We don't
sense?
today.
No, but that could come.
Exactly.
Yeah, all right. And do you have the big automotive companies talk to you?
We do, yeah. In fact, we quite a few, in fact. And
wonderful.
There's a little bit of a cost that we need to hit in order to fully be able to explore the automotive industry. There's a quality piece that we need to go
It'll be an upmarket
solve.
product initially,
Right.
perhaps. Or
Exactly.
it's valuable to them to get rid, not just to power a vehicle, but in the case of all the copper wire in a vehicle, it affects the range, and a lot of the car companies I know would like to have a lot of the sensors, even the lights, work from locally garnered power, and then you throw away a lot of copper wire.
That's right.
And the same thing true in an aircraft. So you're aware of, you're into that sort of conversation.
Absolutely.
We think you've got a marvellous future. We think that you have a tremendous potential, and it's wonderful and a great privilege to talk to you.
Well,
thank you
for
very
stopping
much.
by. Yeah, appreciate
Wonderful,
it.
wonderful.